All right, coming up, we've got Kodey Gulley against CJ Hamilton. This is a professional bout at 135 pounds. Coming right up, let's go to Cyrus.
Time for your co-main event of the evening. 3 5-minute rounds in the bantamweight division. This fight brought to you by Planet Vapor and AAA Bail Bonds. Please welcome to the cage.
This is Kodey Gulley from Triple G Outreach. You can expect fireworks from this fight.
Kodey Gulley, the teammate of Andre Roy, Triple G Outrage. Andre successful on the night. Kodey looking to follow in his footsteps here in the co-main event. Nate Jolly, what does it mean to have one of your teammates come through victorious? How does that help you mentally coming into your fight?
Well, you know, it helps you mentally because you know you've already got some positivity going in your camp. And it's just up to you to keep that positivity going. You got a happy corner, a happy team already. So you know your coach isn't going off and helping your buddy get back to normal or anything like that. Everybody's healthy, and now you're the end of the night, and you get to close it out for your team. It's a little bit of pressure, but at the same time, for everybody else, it's nice and easy, and that lets them do their job better, not having to worry about anybody else that's already fought earlier in the night.
And you can see on the camera there, Andre Roy, his teammate giving him a hug. Andre Roy predicted a first round finish. He was accurate. Kodey predicted a late second round finish. Let's see if he can follow suit.
That'd be very, very interesting to see. I'll tell you what, you know, this guy's a legit kid, but gosh, CJ Hamilton has done some amazing things as well. I think this has the potential to be a very explosive fight. Now, given that it's nearly 12:30 at night, maybe some of that explosiveness might not quite be there, but I think that these guys probably still got it. Hopefully they took a nap a little earlier.
Yeah. Well, CJ Hamilton also had a teammate win earlier today in Brandon the Kid Webb.
Yes.
Hey, it's CJ Hamilton, straight out of Hartwell, Georgia, Kingsport, Tennessee. Are you ready for this? It's about to go down. Come to take it to Kodey Gulley. It's about to be some fireworks. And what a great weekend for it. Let's do this.
Tell you what, Nate, I have had a great opportunity to watch CJ's career from the beginning. I remember when he made his debut at the Bilo Center in Greenville, South Carolina.
I was repping.
You were repping, I was announcing.
Yep.
And that was a great night of fights. I think Stephen Thompson was on the card that night, as was Justin Scoggins, 2 current UFC fighters. And CJ's had a great career so far. He's had a couple of setbacks, but you're talking about a phenomenal wrestler with speed and power. And he has a record of 5-3, a slight height. He gives up 2 inches in height, and the fans may have him losing this one, but CJ's from a couple of states away. Right. Kodey being a little bit closer to the area, that might make a little sense there. Either way, I'm expecting a great fight. I
am expecting a great fight too. Both of these guys, to be sure, they both have enough fights that they ought to know what's going on in the cage to be able to control themselves. So hopefully this anticipation and waiting hasn't drained the gas tank. And I think, like I said, this has the potential to truly be fireworks. As CJ said, however, when you say something like that, you got to make sure that the fireworks are going your way.
That's right. CJ Hamilton just brings that wrestler's mentality into the cage with him. I don't expect him to slow down from the start of the bell to the end of it. And I think that we're going to see a case of him trying to utilize his speed and wrestling prowess to put Kodey where he wants him.
Yes, I think it's a very good idea for him to use his natural.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, 3 5-minute rounds in the bantamweight division. Introducing first the fighter on my left, fighting out of the blue corner. He weighed in at 133.5 pounds with a record of 4 wins, 1 defeat. Fighting out of Triple G Outreach, Asheville, North Carolina, Kodey Juicebox Gulley. And now his opponent standing across the cage, fighting out of the red corner. He weighed in at 132.5 pounds with a record of 5 wins, 3 defeats. Fighting out of contemporary martial arts, Hartwell, Georgia, CJ, the Autobot Hamilton.
And our co-main event is underway.
Your referee when the action begins, Josh Ward.
And our good man in the cage, Josh Ward, to get this one started. And it looks like we're going to get started in about 3,
2.
And, got to get
Wait
the
for it.
shut.
2.5.
Whoa.
There we go. Great night of fights so far. The co-main event, 135-pound matchup underway.
Right, and Gulley comes out, testing out that jab. Probably a good idea to check on the speed before you decide to go crazy when you're dealing with someone as fast and athletic as these two.
You're right, and C.J. Hamilton definitely can change levels quick. Not doing so yet, but when you see him shoot,
you'll know. You will definitely know a shot has happened. Gulley staying back, staying behind that jab, moving really good. Nice.
Fast lead uppercut into a left straight down the pipe. Kodey getting out of the way. CJ, the more mobile of the two, looking to kind of create angles and use his speed to pick and choose his spots to attack.
And as we said, you never know how long someone's going to wait to get going, but both of these guys have been around the game for a while between their amateur and pro careers, so they're going to, they're patient enough to wait for their opportunity, and I think that's what you're going to see for the first minute or two. Just throwing in something to see what you can get away with until you finally see something that you like.
C.J. Hamilton. Oh, good high kick from C.J.
And that is that athletic ability. He never saw that coming. He did it so fast, but didn't seem to phase Gulley. He's coming right back at him.
Both these guys very tough, very strong, very determined. Both looking to win here in the co-main event of the Star Spangled Beatdown here in Kingsport, Tennessee. Good pressure from Kodey.
Good pressure from Kodey, and it looks like CJ's staying on his bicycle.
That was a mean inside leg kick from C.J. Hamilton.
Followed by a 1-2. Fell a little bit short. I think he knows it was there. Nice body kick from C.J. Hamilton.
I've seen C.J. fight a lot. This is probably one of the most comfortable I've seen him on the feet, especially with a guy that's known to be a striker like Kodey.
Well, both of these guys are constantly getting better. They're both young. They both have a lot to go in their careers, so you got to expect to see things just like that cross down the middle. Guys are constantly getting better in this sport. If you don't, you fall off.
Hey, Nate, those inside leg kicks look like they are hurting. I think
yeah.
my thigh hurts a little bit from that, Nate.
I have a feeling if you were wearing Valutudos, we'd see a little bit of color change, and it wouldn't be from the sun.
Kodey landing some good shots.
And on a single leg.
Can he take the wrestler down? We have got a good scramble here. CJ able to get his back up against the cage. Who is going down?
Has the body lock, hasn't secured a takedown quite yet, but he does have the back. CJ's trying to break the hands. Good technique. Oh, but he puts him on his butt and gets the hooks in.
Probably not what CJ had in mind. Kodey going to now try to work from back control. Fight for wrist to land a few punches, maybe soften him up, look for a choke.
You may notice that Gulley now has the body triangle, which is going to make it much more difficult for CJ to get out. So he's going to have to fight those hands and then look for an opportunity to either make him break that body triangle or he's going to physically have to do it. Right now it looks like he's going to try to stand up. Maybe a bad move because he has that choke halfway sunk.
He has an arm, though, so he won't let Kodey put the second one behind his head. A little bit out of danger, but that body triangle will take its toll on the rib cage and diaphragm of C.J. Hamilton, as well as the leg strength of Kodey Gulley.
Exactly. Well, it takes a little bit of leg strength out of C.J. He's carrying another man on his back, so good job putting him up against the cage so he can relieve himself of some of that weight.
C.J. Hamilton, he could be in trouble now, Nate. Still able to control one of the wrists. When you're in a position like this, it comes down to a lot of wrist fighting.
Oh, yes,
because
absolutely.
as the guy that's about to get choked, you can't allow both of those wrists to become free.
Exactly.
As soon as that happens, you're going to get choked.
When you're getting threatened with the choke, the wrists and the hands become your number one priority. Everything else becomes secondary. And it seems like right now he's staying calm and is doing a good job at keeping those wrists off.
And, without having been taught how to escape a body triangle, most people aren't going to know. You've got to roll to the ankle that's locking up, and that actually creates a very amount of stress and uncomfortability on the ankle of the guy that's locked in the body triangle. And if you've got that body triangle locked in, you're going to not want to hold on to it for too long.
Exactly. And that's what you hope, but, you're also putting a little bit of pressure on yourself in efforts to get him to release that triangle. So there's definitely a game there. I think right now, it looks like Mr. Gulley is just going to hang tight on the back, keep fighting this, and if he's smart, he'll stay here and finish out the round. No need to waste any extra energy when you're winning.
Is CJ causing Kodey to exert more energy by making him stand with the body triangle?
Yeah, sure. He's making him exert more energy, but he's also exerting so much more energy himself that it may not be worth it. If he could have avoided the chokes on the bottom, I would have done that.
You know, that might be a tough round to call. I will definitely say that Kodey finished strong, and finishing strong can really be the deciding factor in a close matchup.
Well, I don't know that it was that close. I mean, he had his back for, definitely more than half the round. And once he got his back, he kept on. And I think, the judges always remember what happened most recently. And based upon that, I got to give that round to Kodey. Well, looking at both these guys in the corner, they both still look fresh. CJ has elected not to take a seat, which tells me that he is still feeling good. The back position is not phased him. His legs are still good. And hopefully that is the case. It looks like Kodey is breathing slightly hard, but that's to be expected after holding that position for so long.
In the corner of CJ Hamilton is Coach Chuck Cawthon, who's a very cerebral coach in himself, and I think he's a good guy to have in the corner, or if you need some advice coming into round two.
Absolutely, absolutely. We'll be interested to see who has changed what this round. Obviously, Kodey did pretty good. Maybe he didn't want to change a lot. Maybe CJ wants to change things just a little bit. And Kodey coming out, establishing that jab.
Every time CJ can land an inside leg kick, Kodey's lead leg flies back. That tells me he's feeling them.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I'd love to see what would happen if he would land a strike after that. Nice uppercut overhand, nice and short. Landed both of those, did CJ. Beautiful roundhouse kick just out of the way.
Just barely missing, that's right.
I think these guys are both still fresh, which you would totally expect out of these two professionals.
Yep. Good return inside leg kick.
Yep.
Both these competitors in shape, determined, neither of them seeming to show much weakness, or CJ Hamilton going to muscle him down and
that was great
has
timing.
his back now.
That was great timing. He barely had to use any effort because he timed it so well. And now it looks like the roles have been reversed because CJ Hamilton has his back early in the round, and we'll see what he can do with it, see if he can make a little more progress than Kodey did.
And as a wrestler, even someone like CJ, who has a very talented jiu-jitsu game and is comfortable being on his back, someone that has a lifetime of wrestling, Nate, you being one of them, probably going to want top control most of the time. Is that right?
Like a lot of things in life, being on top's a lot better than being on bottom, and I think this is definitely one of them. It looks like right now he hasn't committed to having both hooks in, so he has the back technically, but he hasn't sank both hooks. He likes to ride a great wrestling style ride. Now he sinks them both, has them flattened out.
Bad spot for Kodey here.
Very bad, but 3 minutes and 20 seconds to go. He needs to find something to do because the bell will not help him right now. Good scrambles, good scrambles. It looks like CJ is still going to be able to stay on top. Oh, but who knows? Turn back in, going for that single. Good sprawl by CJ.
Great athleticism on display from both these guys. Kodey able to get up.
CJ looks like that might have took a little bit of gas out of him. We'll have to see. Comes with a nice straight left, ducks under. Maybe I spoke too soon.
I think that left found its mark, but it just didn't seem to phase Kodey that much.
Exactly.
Kodey seeming to apply a good bit of pressure, and now he puts CJ down.
Definitely not where CJ wants to be. Kodey looking to pass guard immediately.
And he does.
Hasn't quite secured side control, but now he is definitely in an advantageous position.
CJ Hamilton breathing heavy here right in front of us at cage side. So far been a great fight.
Yes, definitely a good one for the fans. And we see that Corey has now moved completely into side control. Has that knee blocked out and just trying to flatten him out and do some work.
CJ able to get out of side mount into half guard. That's an improvement, but still Kodey on top. Yeah, landing some decent little small strikes. That's enough to keep the position and also show the refs and the judges as well that you're doing some damage.
Yeah, and getting back to half guard is good in a way, but half guard locks you down. It's really hard to stand up at a half guard. It's almost easier sometimes to create that space and get a stand up or get something going out of side control.
We've seen wrestlers like Randy Couture, Mark Coleman, a couple others come to mind that really utilize that postured up half guard position to land mean shots. I mean, that you can get the same power as though you were in mount.
Exactly. Sometimes more because you don't have a guy bucking from underneath.
That's right. And you may have a jiu-jitsu guy content with having you thinking that he's safe because you're in his half guard, but in reality, a little bit of posture and some shots from up top, and you might be in a bad spot with him in your half guard.
Exactly. Looks like we got a little less than a minute left in the round. Kodey's back in that half guard, trying to pass the side control again, and he is successful.
Going for the mount. Can he get it? He does not.
Looks
CJ
like
scrambles well. Comes
and
underneath,
CJ
reverses him. CJ Hamilton on top.
With 35 seconds left, can he get something going and steal this round back? I'm not sure. It looks like Kodey is trying to set up a triangle, but he will not get it. However, he is back on top. And these guys are moving just like you expect a 35-pounder to do.
These are high-level mixed martial artists, and we are watching a high-level grappling exchange here. Got to give it to Kodey, who has been a little bit more successful in these scrambles so far.
Absolutely. He's going to end this round in full mount, and you can't really ask for more than that besides a finish now, can you?
I think that CJ may find himself in a position where he needs to finish in the third round, or else he'll be in a losing decision, even if he actually wins the third round.
I would absolutely 100% agree. At this point, I hope he gets a good minute back because he is going to need that energy, do or die. And looking in the corner, both of these guys are a little winded, but CJ definitely needs to take that seat if he's going to have what he needs to come back and pull off a finish in this third round.
How often, Nate, do you see the fighter stand up in between rounds as a intimidating element to try to show his opponent, hey, I'm not tired. Even if he is, maybe he wants to show him that he isn't.
Well, you know, a lot of gyms practice that. They don't let you really take a rest in between rounds. You have to jog or something. That's a good tactic, but if you know you're tired, if you know you need that rest, sometimes it's better to sit down. That being said, some people think when you sit down and relax, it takes your body more energy to get back up and get back to doing what you're supposed to do. So
interesting.
We will see how it plays out for these two, but right now Kodey is in a good position to end up getting the W. And the third and final round is out of the way. The fighters touch gloves. Let's see who's going to make it happen. And a nice kick thrown up, blocked, but still beautiful.
Yeah, still felt that one even with the block, I'd imagine. CJ throwing some good strikes.
And I think CJ understands now, and he finally has that sense of urgency. He has to finish this fight if he is going to come out with the W, and we know that he wants to come out with that W. Corey pushing forward.
Good uppercut and high kick.
Yep, nice
tagging
exchange.
CJ, who answers with a leg kick of his own.
Both guys are still right now kind of jockeying for control of the center. Give the slight edge to Corey as he starts backing CJ up. But with 4 minutes left, it's still anybody's fight as long as they're willing to hustle and work. Corey in on a single leg. Has CJ down on his knees already. Can he take the back? And he does. This is not a good position for CJ.
Yep, Kodey able to lock that body triangle in yet again.
Yeah, deja vu from round one. There's 3 minutes and 45 seconds left. This is not where CJ Hamilton wants to be. This is exactly where Corey wants to be. Making him carry that weight, putting that pressure on. See how he's leaning on that side, hoping that leg just gives out.
CJ in big trouble. He
And
taps.
forced the tap.
And that's it.
Well, you know, you can't blame CJ for tapping. I mean, he worked for that. He worked for that submission. Every time he was on the back, he was going after it. And finally, he sunk it in. A great performance for Kodey Gulley, who now advances his record to 5-1.
Tell you what a big win for Triple G Outreach based out of Asheville, North Carolina. First, Andre Pretty Boy Roy comes out with a scorching first round finish, just like he predicted. And then his teammate, Kodey Gulley, putting away a very, very tough and experienced CJ Hamilton at the end of the third by rear naked choke. Going to be some celebrations in Asheville probably tonight and tomorrow from Triple G Outreach. These guys have every reason in the world to be happy.
Absolutely. Coming into a holiday weekend, you can't ask for more. You know, you show up, you win the fight, which means you win the money, and you're able to bring it home to your family and have a good time. These boys deserve a little bit of steak tomorrow.
Yes, sir. Maybe couple bowls of some cookies and cream ice cream, the type of stuff they haven't seen for the past couple months.
Something like that. Maybe a little bit of beer if you're into that sort of thing, a little brouhaha.
Yes,
Ladies
sir.
and gentlemen, Josh Ward stops the fight at 132, round number 3. Your winner by tap out due to rear naked choke, Kodey, the Juice Box Gulley.